This is the story of a 911 call that was meant to bring protection, but instead ended in tragedy. The death of Sonya Massey shocked the United States and sparked urgent conversations about police response, accountability, and the fragile line between fear and force. By examining the facts, the legal process, and the decisions made at every stage, we can better understand how this tragedy unfolded and what it reveals about emergency response systems today. Who was Sonya Massey? She was a 36-year-old black mother of two living in Springfield, Illinois, known by her family as caring, gentle, and deeply spiritual. Why did Sonya Massey call 911 that night? She believed someone was outside her home and feared for her safety, so she called for help, expecting protection. Who responded to the call? Two sheriff's deputies arrived, including Sean Grayson, who had recently joined the department. What happened when officers first arrived? They searched the area outside and found no sign of an intruder, then entered the home to continue the interaction. How was Sonya behaving during the encounter? She appeared anxious, confused, and fearful, repeatedly expressing distress and speaking in religious language while trying to calm herself. What moment became the turning point? A pot of hot water on the stove drew the deputy's attention. He instructed her to move it. She picked it up briefly, spoke a religious phrase, then placed it down. Was Sonya Massey armed? No. She did not have a weapon of any kind. Did the situation involve an actual attack on the officer? No evidence showed an attempt to attack. Body camera footage confirmed she was not advancing with violence when the shot was fired. What did the officer claim afterward? He stated that he feared she might throw hot water on him and that he perceived a threat. Why did prosecutors reject that explanation? Because the video, physical evidence, and expert testimony showed the response was disproportionate and not consistent with lawful self-defense standards. What role did body camera footage play? It became central evidence in court, allowing jurors to see the tone, behavior, timing, and escalation with their own eyes. What charges were brought against the officer? He was charged with murder, and the case proceeded to trial under intense public scrutiny. What verdict did the jury reach? He was convicted of second-degree murder, meaning the jury rejected full justification while recognizing he claimed fear. Why is second-degree murder significant in this case? It reflects the conclusion that the killing was unlawful, even if the defendant argued emotional or situational pressure. What sentence was imposed? The judge sentenced him to 20 years in prison, followed by supervised probation after release. Did the officer admit wrongdoing? Yes. During sentencing, he publicly acknowledged for the first time that his actions were wrong and expressed remorse. Why did this admission matter legally and socially? Because it marked a shift from denial to accountability and reinforced the court's recognition of wrongdoing. How did the family respond to the sentence? They expressed that while nothing could restore their loss, the conviction and sentence provided a measure of justice. Did the case lead to broader consequences? Yes. It intensified national discussion on police training, de-escalation, hiring practices, and the treatment of people who call 911 for help. Why has this case become a reference point in legal analysis? Because it shows how evidence, body camera footage, jury interpretation, and legal standards interact in officer-involved killings. What does this case teach about emergency response? That communication, emotional intelligence, and de-escalation are not optional but essential in life or death encounters. Why does accountability in such cases matter? Because it reinforces the principle that no one is above the law and that public trust depends on visible justice. What is the larger lesson behind Sonya Massey's story? That calling for help should never carry the risk of death, and that systems must evolve to protect life rather than escalate fear. Finally, the death of Sonya Massey was not just a tragic incident. It became a mirror reflecting the strengths and failures of modern policing, the power of evidence, and the human cost when judgment collapses under pressure. Understanding the facts does not only honor her memory, it strengthens public awareness and encourages change. Justice begins with knowledge, and knowledge begins with honest examination. If you found this analysis valuable, please share this video, leave a like, and subscribe to support more educational content like this.